to you live from my humble abode because, well, let's face it, I kind of never leave my house. But in saying that, today is the first tutorial Tuesday and I'm super pumped and amped to let you guys in on a few secrets that have kept me in the biz, as they would say. So if you can stand watching my hands move as I talk and probably watching me drink a bit of coffee, coffee, that's what I need. Yeah, boy. That's just what I needed. Alright, so today we're talking our top 5 tips on becoming an influencer or a brand rep. Essentially is what it's known as you sort of start out. So I'm going to give you my 5 top tricks on becoming an Instagram. Something that I had to learn a few years ago, and it's just something that I feel like if I had have known, I guess, the steps to take to help me create content, it just would have helped me so much to move forward faster. And I think that it's something that I guess people do pay a privilege to find out, but I think that it shouldn't be the case. I feel like everybody should be able to jump on YouTube, find this tutorial, and just give them 5 quick little tips to help them succeed at becoming an influencer or a brand rep. Tip number 1 would be set your Instagram profile to a business page. I can't tell you how vitally important it is. You don't have to do this. It's not necessary to become an influencer or a brand rep, but it will help you so much. By changing your Instagram over to a business account, you can check your insights. So insights will give you, I guess, the amount of likes, the amount of comments, the amount of traction you're getting on your Instagram post. So if you want to see whether a post is doing better than another post, you can go back into your insights and you can even scroll through and see for the last year which posts have been your most successful posts. So long as you're getting genuine likes and genuine follows, this is going to be really helpful for you. If you are paying for likes and paying for follows, then having an Instagram business account, it's just not necessary because you essentially don't care who's following you and you don't care who's liking your photos. So this is for the people that really do want a genuine following, and let me tell you right now, having a genuine following is just gonna amp you up so much more. Those people are gonna love following you for content. They're gonna love seeing what you come up with next on your Instagram stories. So just be wary that if you are going to pay for Instagram likes and follows, which I do not recommend whatsoever, that by doing that, you are degrading your Instagram account. People and businesses can see right through that. Tip number 2, hold a consistent feed. It's really important and crucial that your feed is always looking consistent. I have fallen down the rabbit hole of not having a consistent feed before, and the amount of work I've missed out on because of that is just absolutely incredible. So I recently changed up my feed a little bit. I used to have a checkerboard pattern. By having a checkerboard theme, I was constricting myself on what I could post at what time. So for me, I just felt I needed to move away from that, but it was a great place to start. So if you are unsure of what you want to do, maybe you do some flat lays for a business, and maybe you do some, candid life photos of yourself, or, you know, whatever it may be. If you're doing 2 different types of photos, maybe think about alternating them on your feed, so that you do have something like, you know, a candid photo of you and your child, a flat lay, a candid photo of you and your child, a flat lay. And then that way, when brands are going to look at your feed, and they will look at your feed, just be consistent with what you're posting. It's super important. A lot of people overlook it and they'll just post whatever they want whenever they want. It just doesn't work. Like, yes, it's fine. Have a personal page for that if that's what you want to do. But if you are wanting to become an influencer or a brand rep, then you need to start thinking about what you're posting, when you're posting it. And yeah, essentially that's it. Consistent feed. Sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry at all. I love coffee. It's so good. Okay, tip number 3. Show the love. Like, head out onto your feed, scroll your feed, and just dish out likes and comments like you're Oprah. Like, you get a like, and you get a like, and you get a like, you get a comment, and you get a comment, and you get a comment. It's so important that you are sharing that love so that you can receive that love, because, you know, there's nothing like going up to buy a coffee from a coffee attendant and you hand them $5 for that coffee, but you only get half a cup of coffee, and you're like, where's the rest of my coffee? I paid $5. The guy next to me paid $5 for his coffee, and he got a full coffee, but he got a full coffee because he said thank you, and you didn't say thank you, so you only get half a coffee. I don't know if that analogy even works, but it works in my head, so hopefully that helps you. So just dish out likes. Just, you know, it really doesn't take much to just double tap on every photo that comes up in your feed. Double tap on it. I know it takes a little bit of time, and I know that you sort of think, I've got better things to do with my time, but if you just sit there and spend 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes at night going through your feed and just double tapping on everyone's photo, you'll find you'll get a lot more likes back, because people are like, oh, such and such just like my photo. I'm gonna go check out their feed. You know you do it, so why not allow them to do it too? There's only one way they're gonna be directed towards your feed. It's not just gonna happen, you know, itself by, like, you set up an Instagram account and you all of a sudden think you're gonna have 1 million followers and that you're gonna produce great photos, and you can produce great photos, but if you're not out there liking other people's photos and giving out those likes, then you're not gonna get them in return. So do yourself a favor, spend 5 minutes a day, or 10 minutes, 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes at night, and just like and comment on people's posts. It seems so simple when you hear it, and it seems so simple when I say it out loud, but it's so vitally important. It really is. Give out likes, receive likes. Give out comments, receive comments. It's just the way it is. Tip number 4. Oh yeah, that's 4 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. I learnt that in primary school. Yeah, I did. Anyway, tip number 4 is use your stories. Use them. Use your stories. Use your highlights. Jump onto your stories. You know what? I do the stupidest stories. I give people a glimpse of, like, what I'm having for breakfast, how I made my coffee today, that I've put up a new post. Just jump on your stories and update people in your life, because it doesn't have to be beautiful content on your stories. It's a place for you to be creative. Just the fact that we have this amazing platform that we can be creative on is just, like, to me, it's astounding. It's the way the world is moving, and it's so interesting, and I just love to hear the nitty-gritty parts of where the internet is going to take us. Like, who would have thought that 15 years ago, when we saw, you know, Macs first sort of come out, that the Apple iPhone would be where it is today? It's just crazy. And, you know, there are some amazing good things that are going to come from social media, and I just really want you to understand that using those stories and using them in the correct ways it's just gonna do so many things for you as a brand, because that's what you're selling other brands, is yourself. You are selling them yourself. So if you can give brands a little glimpse into your life, if you can give brands a little glimpse into the fact that you posted a photo with their product in it and then you put it on their stories and you tag them in those stories and that got sent to them in a direct message, like, A, it's crazy that we can do that. Like, the world we live in is just phenomenal. And B, you're showing them that you're going out of your way every time you post to make sure that more followers and more people are seeing their content. The new Instagram algorithm and the way that it works, and let's not get into that because we could talk about that for hours, but the way that it works is that essentially only between 8 and 10% of your followers are seeing your photo. So do yourself a favor and share it to your stories, because it's been proven that a follower will stop for 20 seconds to watch your story, but they won't stop for 20 seconds to read your content on your photo. So if you've got something important to say, pop it in a little video in your stories. You know, if you're not comfortable in video, type it out. And you know, there's so many amazing things you can do on your stories. Create a highlight reel as well, like those little highlights. Just make sure that they're neat and tidy on the front, but behind it can be whatever you want it to be. People will watch them. They do watch them. I watch people's all the time. So if you have some stories or some photos that you want me to check out, and I'm happy to check them out, and I love to see other people's content, so just tag me in them. Instagram, Compass and Aperture, or you can just look up my name, Kari Nicol, and it'll come up with Compass and Aperture. Yeah, and I would love to check them out. Tip number 5. Oh my God, this one is really confronting, and I'm so sorry for those of you that really feel like this isn't gonna work for you, but I promise you it really is. Just contact the brands. If you've got a brand that you really want to work with, just contact them. Whether it's via email, via DM, whether you want to shoot them a quick little story and be like, I would love to work with you, because brands don't know you exist. They're not going to find you unless you tell them that you want to work with them. They're not going to look into your feed because you've liked a bunch of their photos. They're too busy creating a brand or creating content for their own page. They don't have time to be scrolling everyone's feed. They do have time, however, to reply to a digital message or to reply to a email. So if there's a brand you really, really want to work with, just contact them. Like, it sounds so simple, doesn't it? But it really does work. Just contact them, tell them how much you love them. You know what, before you do that, dish out a whole bunch of love on their page, because there's no point if you don't follow them, or you don't, and that's another one. Like, if you don't follow a brand and you ask to work with them, they will say no. So my bonus tip is to utilize those hashtags. Use 30 hashtags. Don't use 3, don't use 5, use 30. Trust me, you're gonna get more traction. You're gonna get more traction because you've got 30 times the amount of people looking at your photo through hashtags. That means they have 30 chances to find you, not 4 or not 3 or not 10. They have 30 chances of finding your page on Instagram. And that's so important if you are someone that is working as an influencer, that you really put yourself out there for people to be able to find your page. No point setting it to private. Know what I mean? So, utilize the hashtags. If you're anything like me and you're no good at coming up with hashtags, there's a really awesome app called Focal Marked. Now, I'm sure there's 100 other apps out there that do the same thing. Focal Marked just seems to work best for me. So I'm gonna do a little tutorial on how you can use Focal Mark. I'm also gonna show you how you can store your hashtags in your phone in a really neat and efficient way, just to make our lives as influencers a lot easier. Okay, so once you've downloaded the Focal Mark app, you just wanna click on in there. It's gonna give you 3 selections that you can select: style, location, and camera. I personally don't always use all 3 of these, but depending on what my photo is for the day will depend on what I select. So you just click on style, and once you're in there, you can select whatever it is that you would like your style to be for the day. So for today's post, we're gonna do a family photo. So you click in, search for family, select. My location is Melbourne, and my camera is a Canon. Once I've made my selections, it's going to generate 30 hashtags. So you have the option to have up to 30 hashtags. I usually have mine set around the 25 mark. Top here, that's going to determine how many hashtags you have for each photo. I personally set it around the 25 so that I can add in 5 relevant hashtags that work well for my photo that day. Once you've done that, click copy to clipboard. You can also copy straight to your Instagram page if you connect it up to your Instagram. Once you've copied all your hashtags that you need for that photo, head into Instagram, pop in your caption to title your photo, and then just click right-hand click and paste. That's going to give you all your hashtags that you've set in place. Super simple. Now I'm going to show you a really neat and efficient way to be able to store your hashtags. Okay, so if you just head into the settings on your phone and then under General, you'll see a section that's called Keyboard. Click on Keyboard and Text Replacement. Head into text replacement and you'll see I've already got some hashtags saved here, but for today's purposes, we're going to save under fam. So what this is going to do is every time I type in fam, it's going to bring up all the hashtags that I need. So my phrase would be the hashtags, so you can just copy and paste those. And then head to shortcut and create your shortcut word. So for today, we're going to say fam. But you could save it as whatever you'd like to save it as. If it's a black and white photo, you could save it as B&W or black and white, whatever works for you. Once you've saved those keywords, you can use them anytime you like. So all you do is simply type in fam and it'll come up with the option for all your hashtags. Click on all your hashtags and voila.
Can't wait to keep making this kind of videos for you. This kind of videos. Yep, that's the way that we say it here in Australia. Not true. So if you've liked this content, please click that subscribe button down below. If you don't already subscribe, click the like button to let me know you like the content so I can continue making videos like these for you. Click the little bell, ding, 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 down there somewhere. When you find it, I don't know where it is, and that will keep you updated every time I pop on a video. You'll be updated with a little notification. So, can't wait to do this again. Thank you for tuning in for our first tutorial Tuesday, and yeah, I guess I'll see you with a vlog next week and another tutorial Tuesday. Thanks guys.